Big whips, big joints, big blunts, it's the Buckeye way. We rollin' nothing but that loud Buckeye loud pack. Let's roll up Ohio. Heavy bass hit, horns rise, Mastamynd Cannabis, Ohio Cannabis Live. We here to unite, let's light it up. Ohio where we roll high, big whips, big vibes, big joints, big blunts, Buckeye loud for life. From 216 to 614, we keep it lit. 330 and 740, we the ultimate. Nothing but that loud pack, the pride of the state. Roll it up, light it up, let's elevate. From Akron to Canton, Columbus to Dayton, Buckeye buzz so strong, there's no debating. You can see the smoke rise, we shining bright. Ohio loud got us glowing in the satellite light. Ohio Cannabis Live, yeah, we here to stay. Uniting 88 counties in a major way. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. We on a whole new level, Ohio's the vibe. Big clouds in the sky, Buckeyes ride or die. From 419 to 513, we keep it tight. 937 and 440, we ignite. Big joints in Columbus, big blunts in the south. From Toledo to Cleveland, we lighten the loud. Ohio's united, this our time to shine. 88 counties reppin', all on the grind. Put it in a joint, light it and smoke it, Buckeye pride strong. Ohio's the focus, from I-70 to 71 we ride. Ohio Cannabis Live, keeping us unified. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. Ohio, Ohio, let's rise together. Buckeye pride, yeah, it's now or never. Big clouds, big vibes, we set the tone. Ohio's
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Mastamynd here for Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome back to another live stream. It's 424. It's good to have y'all here. If you're new to the content, make sure you do me a favor, smash the like, subscribe button. As you can see, I am not in the hospital. I'm glad to be out. I'm glad it's Friday. Got a lot going on this weekend. It's a lot of stuff happening in the city. We got the Pride March. We got protesters, all kind of stuff going on. So it's going to be a wild weekend. It's hot. It's supposed to rain later on the day. Let me know if you heard it's going to rain in your neighborhood. Be sure to go ahead and do me a favor in the comments and let me know what you medicating on today. You already know what I'm medicating on because it's right behind me right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I need to do something else. Let me see if I can pull this up so I can show y'all where we are on this 1 million views, because we are closing in on this fast and in a hurry, and I want y'all to see the numbers for yourself. And we've already hit our goal for payout for next month, but we got to keep it going. We got to break the record, and that's what I want to do, is break the record. So right now, I'm trying to set this up so I can show y'all the whole, like, the lifetime numbers. So okay, here we go, lifetime. All right, here you go. I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah, that sounds so country. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Hey. All right, so we are at 870,773 views so far. You know, you could even see how much money I made since I started a YouTube channel. I'm not afraid to show it to you because it ain't $1 million yet. But I'm just showing you that there is some way, there is some money coming out of this, trickling out of there. But we need 130,000 views. Now, since the last time I checked in with you, we have actually probably gotten close to 30 or 40,000 views. I done lost track. We are crushing the game, but we got to do more crushing the game. You got to keep sharing the video because we got to unlock the party. We've got to unlock it. And the only way we can unlock the party now is for us to get to the 1 million views. And that means that we have to reach more people than ever. And we have to be able to expand and evolve. So I want to give you all some different information that I haven't given yet. I want to talk about being a member of this channel. And those who are paying $1.99 a month, I want to make sure that it is worth your $1.99 a month. With the way the economy is, everything is tight. You know, it's hard to justify giving out $1.99 a month if you have other things. So what I want to do is a couple things. So the first thing I want to do is I want to tell you that if you have a $1.99 membership or above, you will now be able to get one clone from me for free once a year. If you have the next membership up from the $1.99 membership, you can get 2 clones. And if you have the VIP membership, the coveted membership, you can get 4 clones. Now, this is where it gets even better. All channel members, all categories, get to go to any paid event that I have, that Ohio Cannabis Live has, for free. So you don't have to buy a ticket. So when I do the next expo, if you are a member of this channel, when we do the expos, you will get free entry. You will also receive the Ohio Cannabis Live VIP wristband, which you all have seen. Some of you have seen it. Some of you already have your wristband. Those wristbands are good for a year, and you can also, you know, share it with your friend, whatever. They'll change eventually. As soon as I come with enough money to get another set made. So that's that. So again, we will be bringing out more benefits for channel members that we're not going to necessarily tell you unless you're a channel member. It's like they said, don't talk about first rule of Fight Club, Smoke Club. Don't talk about Smoke Club. Are we calling it that? Smoke Club? No. Smoke Club. Nah, that ain't what we calling it. So if you already know me, it's already been on my website what we calling it. So I'm not even going to say it out loud because you already know what time it is. Hint, hint. So that's in the club. So you already should know. We've built these things years ago. Something else I want your feedback on, and I'm not even going to put up on the screen, but I want to talk to my audience about this. The Ohio Cannabis Awards. So last year, I spent almost $5,000 on the Ohio Cannabis Awards. And voting participation was extremely low due to several things. Obviously, it was something new. There were lots of bugs with the website. I had to do all of it myself. So what I want to know from you now is, should we do another Ohio Cannabis Awards this year? Or should we spend more time building it up and just getting everybody in place and then do it next year? Pretty much the way I look at it, I'm waiting for them to vote or no vote before the session ends to announce any events that I'm going to do. And the reason that I'm saying that is because I want to see if anything they're going to do in this legislation will affect events. If you didn't see my testimony, it is available on my channel. What I want you to do is to consider what I asked about in my testimony. And this is in regards to events and being able to get some type of consumption permit set up to where we could basically have an event somewhere and have a consumption permit, just like they do with alcohol, somewhere, and be able to consume without it being any issue whatsoever. Right now, it's pretty open. They're pretty okay with people consuming on private property. That's already been expected and kind of the rule of thumb. But we want to open up. They got Dora. Dora is where people walk around drinking alcohol. So we need Weeda. Dora, Weeda. Weeda, what's that? Weeda. I'm out here walking around smoking me a joint. I'm in the Weeda zone. I'm in the weed zone. Weeda. Dora, this is stupid. call it door. What are they thinking? But anyway, that's what I'm saying. They making money off this stuff. You know, thanks, Jim, for posting that the link for. So it's this thing here that people keep saying to me, like, when is this going to stop being criminal bull crap? And I'm looking at that same thing, and I'm trying to figure out when all this is going to end so that we can start having some fun. I'm telling you, it's frustrating because I'm constantly watching and waiting and monitoring, and then I get this message today. Oh, by the way, we're going to put this up. We're going to have this hearing. So we're going to have this hearing, and it's going to be like that. Hey, Miracle, you coming on the stream today? You coming up? Hey, hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream, Miracle. Hey, welcome to the show. Come on, get in there. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. See them there watching us. Look. You on TV, dog? No, she's just up here messing with me. So, you know, again, we are constantly looking to expand Ohio Cannabis Live. And so, and Ohio Cannabis Live is one piece of a bigger branch that I'm building, just so you understand that. Someday you will hear another name, and Ohio Cannabis Live will be a part of that tree. So I'll give you, Kentucky Cannabis Live already exists. Michigan Cannabis Lab already exists. Who do you think founded those? So, if you don't believe me, Google it. It's still there. It's there. So I've been putting in a lot of work, but at the same time, I have a lot of other projects, and I'm going to need some help. My physical ability is limited to doing a few things here and there. I wish she was still a puppy. She ain't no puppy no more. She a full-grown teenager, man. She a full-grown teenager now. She ain't a puppy no more, man. She's big, man. She's and then she's sitting right here by me, like she's like, I'm going to get out the way. So another thing I want to talk about too is that there is some pending federal legislation that they're talking about that could have a negative impact not only on the hemp industry, but also on the medical cannabis. What's up, Mama Mastermind, with the super chat? Thank you, Mama Mastermind. Now, anybody else who would like to help out can also do a super chat. It starts out, I think, at $1.99 and goes from there. The super chats are also good if you're not able to commit to the membership. So those also are very helpful. I just want to let y'all know that this money that you send me through YouTube, it goes to me through a system where I have to reach $100, and that money is helping pay these fees. When I'm sick and I can't get out to do whatever I do, this money that comes in from YouTube helps pay some of the bills that we have to use for the company. It helps us, be able to stock up money for events and things of that nature. So every little bit helps, and I do appreciate Mama Mastermind chipping in as well. Thank you, Mom. I got the best mom in the world. You already know that. So those who have got the pleasure to meet Mama Mastermind, you already know. Right. So again, I thank all of you for coming here every Friday for the last 5 years. I can't believe it's been 5 years. I've been doing this for 5 years. And it's just, every time we get on here, we connect with so many great people. Even when I was in the hospital and we had this impromptu live stream, which I have to talk about. If you want to go watch the streams from when I was in the hospital, you can. They're not scary. We talked to some people. Maybe they're in here today. I can't see on the screen I'm on now. We had some people here from Texas. We had some people here from Vermont. Thank you, Jimmy, for giving out the 5 memberships, man. I appreciate you, my brother. So, for those who don't know, every so often, my good friend Jimmy here, my moderators, Lynette and them, they put out some free memberships, and y'all better get them as soon as they drop out there. And this is also helping you out. So those memberships are free for the first 30 days. And after that, you're on your own, whether you maintain it or not. Jimmy's done his part. Again, thank you, Jimmy, for the memberships. But and just remember what I just said a little while ago. If you just got a membership, that just means you unlocked a free clone. And guess what kind of clones we got right now? It's right behind me. You already know it's that layer cake. So if you are interested in growing some layer cake and you are a member of this channel, and they're gonna go fast. So that's subject to availability, by the way. So if they're gone, you gotta wait until we get more, but then you'll still be in the queue to get yours. So don't worry if you missed this round. There's already another round in place. And so, and it may not always be layer cake. Well, we're trying to bring some wedding gelato. But right now, I got to get what I got in there now. I got another layer cake plant coming out, and what I want to do is kind of reset everything. I'm thinking about switching tents, and I just want to tell you that growing cannabis when you're sick and ill is not all rosy and peachy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of understanding the plant and dialing in with the plant, and that's what is really important. So I just want to tell you all that the layer cake that I've been growing is helpful for pain relief, but sometimes you always need something else. So I definitely have a couple other strains that I'm interested in growing that will, I think, help build out my medicine cabinet, as you say. And those strains are runts, lemon cherry gelato, and ice cream cake. And I think I need y'all to vote. I'm gonna set up a vote thing. Which strain do y'all want me to pop first? I got 3 seeds for each one, so we got 3 shots to do this. And I want to be clear, regardless of what the feedback about my growing is, I am not in any way, shape, or form proclaiming to be an expert grower, master grower, or anything like that. Full disclaimer, I hadn't grown weed in over 20 years. And when I did it before, I still wasn't that great at it. What's happened now is a level of studying, researching, and understanding, and then just all out heart and soul being put into what you see behind me here in this picture. So, and this is a current picture. This is the next harvest that you see behind me that is coming out. I scoped it today, and that's something else we'll be doing on the show periodically. I got a new experiment that I want to try with y'all where I can basically live stream with the same camera you see right now and my other cameras from my iPad. So if this works, we're going to really be outside this year. I mean, because this laptop is heavy. It weighs a lot. And as you can see that I just showed you how I transitioned to one camera. Now, this camera you see right now, you see me on, this is my old camera that I had. This is just it's not a regular camera. This is a nice camera, but you can see when I go back the difference in quality, right? And this camera is just nicer. And, it has a lot of other features built into it that we're not going to get into today. But I just think that, as we continue to grow and we look for more people to join as reporters or anchors or editors or whatever else we decide to do, this is just going to get bigger and bigger. So, thank you again for helping me get there. And I just want to let y'all know that this hearing is coming up next week. Now, this isn't going to be a testimony. This is going to be where they talk about the sub-bill. And the sub-bill is just where they, from what I understand, have taken some of our suggestions and feedback and put it into the sub-bill. And so this is a step forward, everyone. I'm bringing you somewhat of positive news is that lawmakers are listening to what we're saying at these hearings. And the reason that they're listening, this is the important piece of everyone who's come. I just want to publicly thank you because not only did you come there and just kill it, all of you just killed it. You nailed it, did an awesome job testifying, but you had demonstrated professionalism, compassion, and you respected the lawmakers. And that is what makes the difference. We cannot always agree with each other on things, but we have to learn to respect each other. And I think that every last person that I saw testify at these hearings have nailed it in learning how to be respectful to lawmakers, but also to be compassionate and to have a soul. And we all are human. We all bleed the same. And this is a damn plant. It's a plant. And we don't need to have any type of negative energy associated with it, even when we don't agree. So I think the more that we can help lawmakers understand that this plant is here to help, it's here to benefit the state in a multitude of ways and also break down the stigma, then maybe they'll start to realize this isn't so bad at all. And I think some of them are starting to change their minds. There are starting to be some cracks in that resistance. When you hear from people who have come all the way from the bottom and now all the way on the top. I just remember the hearing. If you want to watch it, I upload the whole hearing on there. Jimmy posted a link in there. They want to watch the whole hearing. It's 3 hours. But there's a barrage of people there. And this one guy in particular came on there and said he was responsible for managing billions and billions of dollars. And he too supported it. And he wanted it to be known that the spectrum is wide of the people who support this. And that we don't think what they were going to do by criminalizing it is the right goal. Obviously, we think some amendments should be made, but these amendments be amendments for the people who are going to be using this stuff and help pay for it. So we want to make sure some of that money goes to the community. We want to make sure that money goes to social equity and social justice. It's that simple. We want people to be able to get jobs in the cannabis industry, regardless of what you look like. We want you to be able to get your record cleared, regardless of what you look like. We want you to have an opportunity to have a seat at the table, and we want to open up more local businesses. We want more people to become business owners. That's the vision I'm looking at. I'm looking at a vision where all these folks come together because they have no other choice but to come together. And then we all just sit down and smoke a joint. Because it's all this, it's just all that's missing right now. And I think that, it doesn't have to be really a joint, but at the same time, I think that research education is very important. And I think Ohio lawmakers doing themselves an injustice by not taking time to spend time with home growers. I think that there should be a whole coalition of home growers who basically are willing to help teach lawmakers about home grow in person, up close and personal. Show them how to trim, show them how to test dirt, show them all the work that goes into producing one plant and all the money for somebody who is on limited income and limited supplies and resources, how hard it is to make this happen. And then I think for them to talk to people who are sick and ill, former addicts and things of that nature, which they heard from people like that. But I think this should be bigger. That's why I think that another town hall is definitely warranted. And I think that we are looking at 2 locations right now, Columbus and Athens. Shout out to my folks in Athens and everywhere else in Ohio. If you still think there's a town hall that we had in your town, all you got to do is email me and tell me where I need to show up at. And I'll bring myself and whoever else I think will be helpful to help educate your community. I'm committed to giving you the information. I'm committed to us having a good time. I'm committed to people continuing to heal from the plant. I'm committed to protecting your rights, getting you some rights. Because right now, it's not looking good. I don't want you to worry about where your cannabis is stored in your vehicle, but you're going to have to if they pass this law. So what I think is important for me to remind everybody is that if the law passes and they don't take these provisions out, then there's going to be criminal penalties for how the cannabis is stored in your vehicle. And you're going to need to know what those charges are and how it should be stored. And we're going to have to go over that if it passes. So next week, just to set expectations, June 18th, they have this hearing, talk about the sub bill that they've been working on, which at this point should publicly be unveiling the changes that they got. Hey, thank you, Starship Green Bud. Appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, so it's a lot of people who are new and they want information. And this is something else that Mama Mastamynd told me about, is we need to tap into helping our seniors. And we need to be working on educating them about the laws and how they can have a say-so of what's going on and how they can get what they need in a most respectful and affordable way. So I think that's another area that we need to look at. Seniors and people with language barriers has always been a concern for me. People who are deaf and blind, that's always been a concern. What are we doing for those people? who use cannabis? Are we doing anything for people who don't speak English? Are we doing anything? Is there a multilingual program? Is education? No, there is not. And it should be, because it's missed opportunity. So we're going to continue to educate and elevate and medicate. And we are going to continue to try to bring more information, not just from me, but from others. Even the folks here that are in this live stream who are not from Ohio, who can educate us on what's happening in their neck of the woods and help us learn from the other states that already have legal or are struggling to get legal. And how can we help other states who are trying to get to where we have finally gotten, which is better than we were. Just think about it. You had to have a medical card to buy cannabis a few years ago, and now you don't, as long as you're over 21. You couldn't grow cannabis legally a few years ago. Now you can, if you are over 21. You could even grow it outside. Did y'all know that? Yeah, a lot of you do know that, but some of you don't. You can grow your home grow outside, as long as it's in a secure place away from anyone under 21 and out of public view. There is so much confusion about what's right and wrong. This is why so many of these smoke shops are operating thinking they're okay. Well, we're on the 2018 Farm Bill, we're good. No, you're not good. There needs to be a clear understanding that cannabis is cannabis, hemp is cannabis, and stuff in dispensaries is all the same. But still needs to be a clear separation of the two so that people know the difference, that if you want some hemp products, there's nothing wrong with hemp products at all. I'm not trying to bash hemp industry. I'm just saying people need to be educated on why it's called the hemp industry and what is the differences from it, good and bad, so that they have education about their decisions. But at the end of the day, the main point is it's still weed. What's up, Tip Top Smoke? You see, I think that the more we bring people in, the bigger this is going to get. So, you know, Tip Top Smoke, I've met you and you're a nice person. I think you should come on the show one day and talk to my audience about the business that you do, your smoke shop, and help people learn a little bit. Because at the same time, you know, it's only going to be about education and information that's going to help people rise up and say, hey, this don't make sense to us now that we've been educated, why we're against one piece of legislation and another. And we help people learn how to make their voice heard, how to testify. We can't just give you instructions and think you will be okay. We need to walk you through these things. We need to keep watching these testimonies and take notes about how we're saying it. Some of the ways that we open up, even the way you open up your testimony is going to matter, because you're on camera, you're being recorded, everybody can see you. So you need to make sure that when you open up your mouth, that you are on point and that you are clear on what you're trying to get across. SB 86 is getting rid of all the A and alphabet stuff. Yeah, so I'm familiar with Senate Bill 86, and you know, this is another thing where lack of education, Tip Top. Most people don't even know what that is. And yes, we have spent an exorbitant amount of time talking about Senate Bill 56. But at the end of the day, all these laws, these different things are just aimed at making everybody miserable in the cannabis space, regardless of whether you're hemp or regardless of whether you're in the THC business. We need to advocate for a unity program that allows all these people who already have established businesses to still operate in some way in conjunction with the other companies that are operating the dispensaries. We need to basically clarify everything so people know what the guidelines are. We don't need to remove the THCA products. We just need to make sure people are educated about what they are. We don't need to get rid of all the other THCA stuff. We just need to let people understand what they do versus the other THCA stuff. It's all back to the information education. I don't know, we need pamphlets handed out. We need informational videos, PSAs. We need all that. Because again, there's still a lot of things I don't understand about all these different THC products. I've tried THCA. I did not like it. I've tried stuff in Florida as well. I mean, Florida has something really different going on in their hemp world that y'all probably ain't familiar with. Down in Florida, They got some products down there. When you smoke the weed, the THCA or whatever, it don't smell like weed. They figured out how to put some type of deodorizing thing. Yeah, deodorizing thing. So when you smoke the weed, your fingers don't. You know how you smoke a joint, you got like that burnt smell on your finger, that burnt joint smell on your fingers. They done solved that in Florida. I was blown away. So basically, you smoke the joint there, it smells like when your fingers smell like lotion or something. Now, what's crazy is you're like, well, that weed probably tasted horrible. No, you don't taste the perfume or whatever they're doing. You don't taste it in the weed. It doesn't affect the taste. But when you put it out and you hold it in your finger, there's no burnt weed smell like you just smoked the joint. It's gone. I'm like, what did they do? What are they putting on there? Yeah, that's what I said, Cleve. It blew me away. I swear there's a video on here somewhere about it. I swore I did a video on this because I was like, man, this is crazy. Because I bought some little moon rocks there. I want to try some of their little stuff out. I wish I could have got some dispensary level stuff, but you got to have a medical card in Florida to get the stuff from their program. But I did see a Sunnyside there. I did drive past Sunnyside. Yep. Saw where that was in Tampa. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I mean, me personally, I think that, like someone has said before, the hemp products that are coming into our stores are not from here. A lot of them. Some of them are, but a lot of it's coming from Indiana and other places, Kentucky, wherever. And that's where I have a big problem. I think we should support local and source local. And that's where we're running into these issues. Like hemp producers should be able to work in collaboration with other licensees, not in some type of negative thing where they can't work together. So, and then big conglomerate multi-state operators are going to have to learn to work with the smaller guys, or we're going to need to stop working with them. They're going to have to start working with the little guys. I'm going to demand it, because if they're not going to help the little guys out, matter of fact, all the multi-state operators should be the ones to help create some type of grant or fund or something that people can apply for to get a seat at the table. That's what they should be doing right now. Is how can they create the MSO fund or something like that that can help give back or something like that. That's what they need to be thinking about right now, because they think because they got all the big money and they controlling all these dispensaries that means that they're going to just control us and where we shop at. No. So dispensaries need to be thinking about that. And I ain't talking about just picking up trash. That don't count. What are you doing, dispensary, for your community other than selling them weed? What is your community impact? Especially if you're a multi-state operator. What are you doing for the community other than selling weed? I want to know. And we're going to start showing up and asking. What kind of a community initiatives do you have for people in your community? Or what is your company thinking about doing to help with this legislation crap? How can you help us out as consumers? You want us to continue to support your business. We would definitely be wanting to support you a lot more if we knew you were there to stay housed with us. Or if you were speaking out from wherever you are against some of these shenanigans that will actually hurt your business. You got to be tired of everybody going to Michigan at this point. So at this point, it's time for all businesses and all these companies, hemp, MSO, little guys, everybody. It's time for us all to come together now and unite as one unit, one cannabis community working in converts to make sure that we have cannabis reform that is in the will and in the good interest of the Ohio voters and other people who will be coming here. Because we cannot forget of tourism. So we need to have our laws straightened out before it just becomes a tourism nightmare. People was like, I'm going to Ohio, man. They got the most craziest laws there. If your weed's in the wrong pocket, they're going to take you to jail. We can't let that pass. But what I do think makes sense is having options of some type of storage that you can have in your car. And maybe when they say, oh, it's in your, it's, you know, like if you, some people, you know, I know me, I got me like a little thing to travel with my stuff, but and it has a combination lock on it and everything. But, you know, there's things that you can buy already that have secure storage. And I think that is something that could be looked at as a compromise if you're carrying a lot of stuff. You know, maybe you got some dabs, maybe you got a couple jars of bud, You're not over the limit, but you just got stuff packaged up where it takes up space. A jar of bud ain't gonna fit in your pocket, is it? So I think the evolution is, okay, it's stored in a very nice case, jar, a box, something like that. It's got a little lock on it. So when I'm riding around, if I'll get out my car, somebody can break in my car, they're not gonna get my shit. Or some kid in there, they can't get my shit. I do think that makes sense, that there should be some storaging. You know, and I think a lot of people already do this, right? It's just common sense. But some people don't. And you know, it's just common sense. So you know, having a good storage plan for your products is a thing. Yeah, and this is something else I talked about at the testimony, was about home growers being able to have full latitude to be able to sell seeds and clones without any type of connection to the Farm Bill, just as a rule in Ohio. Because if they change the Farm Bill, which they're talking about doing that, and that was something else I want to talk to y'all about. They're talking about redoing this Farm Bill thing, and if they put a new legislation through, it could actually have a negative impact on the medical cannabis programs all over the country, not to mention further restrictions on hemp products. So there is some federal legislation that's going through, and that's another thing that I have concerns about. I think that it's important that we're not just looking at this on a local level, but we got to look at it on a national level as well, because things are evolving and changing on the national stage as well. So this, yeah, I mean, and in reality, yeah, we want to be treated like alcohol in some ways, but in other ways, I would say no, because if it was being treated in alcohol, then there'd be more inspections, than there are currently. I think it should be its own lane. I know they pass regulate like alcohol, but it should be its own lane, honestly. And that's the kind of stuff that we want people to understand, is that this isn't alcohol. Other things that happen with alcohol don't happen with cannabis. Show me some data on how many car accidents happen a year off of just cannabis. How many people a year die from cannabis use? These are things we can find answers to because we got AI. But I'm just saying, we need to make laws, get some common sense here. No, I do not think people should be smoking and driving. Now, if your passenger is smoking in the car, that's like smoking a cigarette. Open your window and let the air out. But should you be riding around with the windows rolled up, steamed up, where the driver can't see because you got so much smoke in the car? No, my man. Crack the window and let that weed smoke out. Should you be able to smoke weed at a park? Sure, if they allow it. Man, they should have certain parks to be allowed to do that. But it's outside. It's going in the damn sky. But surely, this is something else I said in my testimony. We need designated consumption areas. Places where we know, it's going to be raining soon, it's supposed to be raining. Places where we know that are safe. If I light up here, Smokey and the band is not going to come. He doesn't care. Or maybe he's there watching to make sure everything's safe. But he's not going to bother me. Like in Michigan. Police don't care about somebody smoking weed around in Michigan. But public consumption there is not legal, like people think it is. But they're not going to come after you like that. What? Okay, I don't know. I missed the comments there. I'm going to stay out of that comment. I'm looking back through y'all's comments. Let's see. You had all the flavors, huh? Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking about the home growers allotment. I'm thinking you should be able to sell at least 12 clones. That's one clone a plant. If you got 12 plants, 12 clones. Seeds. Well, I think that with the seeds, you're looking at getting some type of reseller permit. Because maybe the seeds are from well-known breeders and you're just reselling them. Or you're your own genetics, I still think you should have a reseller permit. And let me tell you why. If you have a reseller permit, that means that when you're buying this stuff from somewhere else, you're not going to pay sales tax on it. So then you're still going to charge sales tax when you sell it to a customer, but that sales tax you're going to charge the customer is going to go to the state of Ohio to your sales tax. So, Just think of it like this: if it's legally set up the way I'm proposing it in some way, where you would be able to sell seeds and clones, and it would be like state sanctioned more or less, you're going to still be collecting a sales tax. Now that doesn't cost you an additional money, but that sales tax would be transmitted to the state every month. So if you sell something, you got to pay sales tax. You're not paying it; the customer pays it. Anytime you go buy something in retail, just like at a dispensary, there's a sales tax. So, and that sales tax goes right to the state. So you're not forking it out of your business's pocket, but you still have to be responsible for that. And so it's just like if you have a vendor's license and you're selling stuff, you're going to pay I have a vendor's license to pay sales tax. Part of the business world. So we want them to play ball, and we got to be real about how playing ball works when it comes to selling stuff. Now, if we were just selling it out your garage or something, that might be a little bit different. So maybe it's 12 without a permit and then 24 and up with a permit, or something like that. You know what I mean? That could be the compromise. Or they might say it's six, to me 6 ain't enough. Let's say 6 with 6 of them without a permit, and anything above that you need a permit. But I mean, and then the permit should be dirt cheap, like $50 for the year. I also suggested that medical patients can grow 12 plants per person, not per household. So that would mean if you had 2 medical patients in the house, that you could grow 24 plants in the house instead of 12. I did say that. So I thought a lot of this through, trying to figure out, what they might be willing to play with. And that's why I had said in my testimony that, let us get that at least 26% of that recreational money for, a program to help people with expungements and jobs and things of that nature. And if we got to rename it, let's rename it just to make them happy. But at the end of the day, we still need more people to be showing up at the State House. I like to see like a couple thousand show up at the next hearing. You said it's like the government is forcing us to grow monster plants. Hey, I've seen some pretty big plants last year, man. They were pretty huge. I think it should be a cubic foot per person. It counts for volume of plants, so you can pheno hunt and whatnot. Hey, I'm not against that, Toledo Terps. That's not a bad idea. I think that's similar to might be how they do the allotments in Michigan. I can't remember how it goes there. You have to look it up. But I thought at one point you could like get a permit to grow like 1,000 plants or something there. But I know with the hemp program, like the guy told me, hemp director, you can grow 1,000 plants in the hemp program. But I'm like, where would you put them? Like, I mean, he said that was the minimum or something. I'm like, in order for it to be right, I'm like, you tell me in order for me to grow any hemp myself, I got to grow at least 1,000? He was like, yep. I was like, that's stupid. He was like, I know, right? I was like, come on, man. Okay, first you tell me I can't grow but 12 regular weed plants, but you telling me from hemp, I got to grow like 1,000 of them. And then I can't even sell the material to a licensee. That's not great. That's terrible. That's the kind of stuff that frustrates me with this whole system. So yes, Friday night, it's hot, it's muggy. What y'all got going on this weekend? What's for dinner? Is anybody cooking out? Is anybody doing any cooking out? Anybody going to see any movies this weekend? I did see the new Mission Impossible movie with my mom a few weeks ago. Too long of a movie. I would like to go see the Thunderbolts movie at some point, or I might just wait for it to come out on demand. But I am thinking that I need to go see that movie. I bought me a popcorn popper so I could have movie night here at the house. And that is something else that I want feedback on. I saw another state, they're doing movie nights. Would any of y'all be interested in doing a cannabis movie night? And if so, it will be here in Columbus, I can tell you that. But if you're interested, let me know. I'm thinking about locations, but I know one place that I could do for free, and that's right here at my house. And I got a pretty big yard. And we could put a really pretty big screen up if we wanted to. So that is one possibility. But yeah, let me know in the comments. As far as the grand celebration, the 1 million view celebration, as soon as we get there, you already know that's when I'm gonna break out the electric e-nail You're gonna see a huge dab coming across the screen. Yes, yes, and probably a humongous joint too. Matter of fact, I got a gold cone waiting. So when this comes down, I'm smoking the gold cone. So yes, we're gonna get to this million one way or another, and I want to get there fast so we can be on our way to 2 million. We're almost up to 5,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, 47% of the people watching the live stream already subscribed to the channel. So that means the rest of you still need to go ahead and smash the like subscribe button for me and check the notification bell for updates, because you never know when I'm going live. I want to talk about my gaming endeavor. I still will continue to play Schedule 1, but I do think I'm going to be incorporating Grand Theft Auto in there, because now that I'm getting absolutely robbed for Ultimate Game Pass. No, I'm not. They're not robbing me. It's pretty cool for $20. You can play all the Xbox games, including now Grand Theft Auto, which has always been one of my favorite games. But there's a lot of other cool games. So if you got any requests and any games you think I should check out that might be on Ultimate Game Pass specifically, let me know. If you're a gamer in there, let me know. I do have a Discord server set up already, and I do have a Twitch account too. And guess what the name of it is? This is Ohio Cannabis Live. So I do have a Twitch account. I haven't been on there in a while, but we're gonna reactivate the Twitch, and it's coming. All right. So just as a reminder, this is the wrong thingy. Hold on. So the hearing next week is set for June 18 at 11 a.m. at the Ohio State House Room, and a possible vote. Yeah, I was gonna try to get that in. It's just been busy with all the things going on. So I would say the next Schedule 1 stream that will be on YouTube will probably happen this weekend. And we'll probably have one that is on TikTok and one that is on YouTube. So there'll probably be 2 different streams. I'm still currently playing the Schedule 1 beta. So I'm still tweaking a few things before I really want to show everybody what my next evolution is. Like right now, I been working on my little warehouse build, but I also got another thing. I got a barn too, so I'm working on my barn build. So those who know what that is, you already know what's going on if you follow the Schedule 1. But I don't think I've showed you the barn yet on any of our clips. And then gotta see what my good friend Captain Green Toger's schedule looking like, so he can come in there and help me out. You can also join us and help us out too. This is what's cool about this game, is that it's a multiplayer game, so you can come in and play the game with me while I'm playing it actually, or just be on there live watching it. So that is something we can do. Well, that's good to know, Cleveland. I'm glad to get the feedback from you. I appreciate that. Well, I just want to thank y'all again for coming here. It's Friday. It's hot outside. I know you guys got a lot going on this weekend, but make sure that you let me know what you're having for dinner in the comments before you go, and make sure you let me know if you got anything exciting going on that you think I should know about. Appreciate y'all being here. If you watch it on the replay, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with at least 1 or more people, so we can get to the 1 million views. How do you send your game tag? On Steam? Are you talking about on Steam, ET? Because on Steam, hold on. Let me see. That's something I like about all this gaming stuff. When you go on your computer, like there's like so many pop-up screens for EA Sports, which I don't even really use EA Sports, but I'm about to pull up my Steam thing right now. Hold on. Steam. I think you should be able to just find me under my tag name, but I'm about to go look at it right now. Hold on. Okay, friends. Add a friend. Okay, there's a friend code. So you should have a friend. You could give me your friend code, or I can do an invite link. I'm gonna put the invite link. All right, here we go. I'm about to put this link in here, so if you want to send me a friend request on Steam, it's gonna happen. Let's see. All right, so if you want to send me a friend request on Steam, become my friend on Steam, we can do that. But then, as far as I think after that, I think there's a separate way to invite people. I think after we're friends on there, then we can do like a connection with the game from there. But also, if you can't figure it out, then just email me at info@howcambuslive, and then leave me your phone number, and I'll call you, and then we'll figure out how to do it. I did too, man. I just now start trying to get back into it and just trying to get, because I've been seeing people do so much on it, and I wish I'd have stuck with it sooner, man. I used to play all the Madden games and all that, and I was actually pretty good at it. I've beaten every Call of Duty that they've ever launched since the very beginning. I've only beaten GTA 5 once on the console. Back when it was on PS3, I beat it. I beat every Wii game that I ever played. All the Wii games that come out when Wii first come out, I beat all those games, every one of them. So I used to be deep into gaming. Like I beat Candy Crush. You know how hard it is to beat Candy Crush? I beat Candy Crush. And that game's a trip. I used to be laying there all day and all night, just Candy Crush, Candy Crush, Candy Crush, Sugar Crush. So I used to be deep into it, and I'm not as good as I used to be on Madden because the controls have gotten so different. There's so many different options now. To me, it's more about setting up your team and your players than it is actually about just knocking somebody down and sacking them, you know? I feel like when I played GTA, I feel like it doesn't feel like the same GTA that I played when I beat it back on PS3. It feels like they've done all these mods to it. I don't even feel like it's the same storyline or anything. It's changed so much. So when I start playing that again on live stream, that's gonna be hitting different for me because I just haven't played it in so long. And I'm gonna try to set it up to where I could play it on my big screen, so I don't have to like look at it on this little laptop screen. But I've got a big monitor right here with me that you can't see. But again, I'm eventually start getting back on my computer. My computer is a little bit stronger than the laptop, but this laptop's pretty strong. This is for the mobile. But if I get this iPad thing working, which I might go back live later with the iPad and see how that works. So keep an eye out for that impromptu stream. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's show today. I thank all of y'all for being here, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next stream. We're gonna hit that 1,000,000. Please talk about the sub bill. Please talk about why they added the sub bill. All right, well, I'll tell you that right real quick before we go. So the sub bill, part of the reason why the sub bill got added is because of some of the things that we had said and some of the overwhelming testimony that they got from us. You know, it was like 80 people. You know, for 41 week and 49 week. So there was a lot of stuff, and I put out a clip where they acknowledged that part of the reason why they hadn't voted on it already was because of the sub bill, which supposedly has changed and eliminated some of the things that were in there. But the sub bill did not remove, from my understanding, any of the penalties for jail time and things of that nature, and that's why I can't really support the sub bill in its current position right now. So if you want a copy of it, email me, and I can email you the most current copy that I have of the sub bill. But yeah, I hope that answers your question a little bit. If you have any more questions about it, you know, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to chat with you a little bit more off the show. Thank y'all all for being here. Have a good weekend.